series, we will be looking at the pigment referred to as burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is a wildly popular pigment, and I would venture to say that most watercolorists have a burnt sienna or a version of burnt sienna on their palettes. This burnt sienna that we're looking at here is a PR 101, and it is by Da Vinci, and it is called Burnt Sienna Deep, and it is transparent. Sminky makes a burnt sienna that's a PR 101. It also has black in it with a PBK 9, and it's semi-opaque. M. Graham makes a burnt sienna, but it is made with the pigment brown 7. A burnt sienna is generally made with either a PR 101, which is a red 101, or a brown PBR 7. Now, M. Graham's version is the PBR 7, and it's semi-transparent. Marie Blues is also I think that's supposed to be PBR 7, and it is semi-opaque. Coors is the PBR 7. It's semi-transparent. Daniel Smith also makes a PBR 7 that's semi-transparent. Winsor Newton uses the PR 101, and Sennelier uses the PBR 7, and theirs is transparent. So, yeah, it really just depends on which brand you find that you like the best. So if we take burnt sienna, we mix it with lemon yellow, we should get an earthy, almost similar to a raw sienna, maybe, because that is a cool pigment. This, on the other hand, is nickel azo, which is a warmer pigment, so this should be a little more on the warm side, which makes it almost like similar to a quinacridone gold, actually. Let's take some of that excess off there. Now, if we take burnt sienna, the most common use of burnt sienna as far as mixing goes is to mix it with ultramarine blue. And that's how you get this beautiful gray called Jane's Gray, which is named after Jane Blundell, who is an Australian artist. But if you mix, you can get a range all the way from a dark gray to a nice brown, and it really is a beautiful mixing color. So you can get the browns, but you can also get the grays, and then if you fade that out, you can get some really nice grays. You can push it almost to black. So the other wonderful thing is when you mix it with the ultramarine, because it's granulating, it really gives you a nice combination there. And then if we take, this is a fairly light, even though it's called Burnt Sienna Dark. Let's see what we get. I love the combinations with turquoise. Turquoise is a beautiful mixing color, and you can see we get this gorgeous green when we do that. So that's a really nice mix. Burnt sienna is a very valuable mixing color. Okay, now if you take burnt sienna and you mix it with cerulean blue, you're going to get a similar mix to that you got from the ultramarine, but it'll be a little softer because cerulean is a softer color. And that's a beautiful gray combination right there. As you can see, it's a nice shadow color. Look at the granulation. This burnt sienna is granulating, which is really interesting. So if you do a lot of paintings of buildings or animals, or even if you're a landscape painter, burnt sienna is extremely valuable color. And I think it's an essential on anyone's palette. Now, some people use versions that are similar to burnt sienna, like quinacridone. Daniel Smith has a quinacridone burnt orange, which a lot of people use in the place of burnt sienna. You can also use, M. Graham has quinacridone rust, which you could use in place of burnt sienna. This is quinacridone rust, and you can see that it's just a much more orange version of the burnt sienna. Now let's take, what do we want to mix with? Let's mix with a little phthalo blue and see what we get. See what the phthalo blue and the burnt sienna will also make a bit of a green there. Very nice forest green, dark, rich, dark green, which is quite nice. Let's mix it with the Azo Green. This is Azo Green by M. Graham. Now that's the quinacridone actually, so let's go back and get the burnt sienna. And that's a very pretty combination right there. I like Azo Green. This is green gold in a lot of brands, but it makes a really nice mix. So let's try, this is Perylene Green, which is a beautiful dark green. Let's mix that with the burnt sienna and see what kind of, we should get a black, or at least, well, okay, we're getting a gorgeous dark brown. Gorgeous dark brown. So as you can see, burnt sienna is an incredibly versatile pigment. And whether you choose the PR 101 or the PBR 7, it's just a personal choice. And whatever brand that you happen to use or care to use. So there you have it. There's burnt sienna, and I hope you found this helpful. And we will continue to do our color theory series here on YouTube and explore the different pigments so that we can help you narrow down your palette. Thank you for joining me.